Akufo-Addo, resign now. Resign now, because you
Some protesters seated in the middle of the Professor Evans Atamils High Street chanting, "Nana must go." At another location, they dance to a song titled Sikam Pedede, loosely translated as "Money does not like noise." Around the ministry's enclave, I've met a young man in a wheelchair who is part of the protesters. He's in his mid-20s. He spoke to a translator and said life has become unbearable.
So he's saying that we are all in the economy, and for that matter, there's no discrimination. So all of us are affected by the system. And so anything going on wrong is affecting both abilities and disabilities.
All the people I met at the protests say they have been forced to make adjustments to their daily lifestyles in order to stay afloat. This lady, who is a teacher, says she now skips breakfast and does not eat anything for supper. She describes it as 010.
And we'll have to borrow in order to end the month. We borrow for transportation, we borrow to buy foodstuffs to feed ourselves and our families. And we are the head of the families. And I eat once a day.
Eat once a day?
I eat once a day. So I eat it.
Is that what they call 100 or 001?
010.
010. So it means you skip breakfast, you eat lunch, and then you skip dinner.
Yes, please. So exactly.
010.
010. In order to be able to take care of my family, because my family, they are depending on me, and I can't eat 3 times a day. So I have to sacrifice for them to also be able to.
The executive director of the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA, Mensa Thompson, like many of the demonstrators, wants the president, his vice, the finance minister, and the energy minister to resign over the worsening economic conditions.
The last person we want to add to the list of people who must step down is the energy minister. We live in a country where fuel has moved from 6 cedis per litre to 17 cedis for petrol and 24 cedis for diesel, and we are not calling for the head of the energy minister, Matthew Popo Prempe. The energy minister must go. He must go. The energy minister must go. Workers in my office are agitating for a salary increment because of high cost of transportation to work, and have not been able to add a penny to them because I can't afford it.
Security analyst Adib Sani, who took part in the protest, says the current economic situation can have dire consequences on Ghana's security.
That there's a direct correlation between economics and security. As a matter of fact, economics is security, and it's the most important aspect of security, which is human security. So if the people are not assured of basic necessities of life, if the youth are unemployed, are pushed into uncertainty, without options, they go into survival mode, and that would translate into fiscal insecurity.
2012 CPP presidential candidate Dr. Abu Sakara says the president's proposed solution during last Sunday's address would do little to bring the economy back on track.
What are you doing to increase production before you are restricting? What are you doing to reduce the transaction costs associated with production to make our system more competitive? All these issues are not short-term issues that you just take the decision this week and then by next week everything is fine. We know that is not the case. Today is not the day for all these technical details. Today is the day to say that change of government without change of government is fruitless. So we must have the change of governance that has to do with not only fundamental policy changes, but also constitutional changes that will bring us the kind of governance we need. That will be for the many and not the few.
Lead convener of Fix the Country, Oliver Baka-Vormao, also wants the president, his vice and the finance minister to resign.
You know, that the problems that we are faced today and where we are now is as a result of a political class. That is a gulf between the political class and those who are governed. They do not listen. They are not held to any account. And we have always said that to structurally reform this country, we must have a conversation about our constitution. that conversation cannot be deferred. And even though people are here delivering that persons we have elected be held accountable, I think that it is also important that we engage in those medium-term and long-term conversations to avoid us being here. This is about the 17th time we are back at the IMF. We cannot continue like this.
Private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu, who organized the protest, had earlier stated he was expecting 100,000 people. He says he's happy with the numbers that he saw.
I say it's okay for starters. It's okay for starters. If you check our history, even Kume Preko, they didn't get all the numbers on one day. They did Accra, they did Kumasi, and all the regions. That's a cumulative effect that you got. So this is a good launch, an extremely good launch.
Many of the people we've been speaking to have described this as a long walk to economic freedom. They say that they are hoping that the people in authority will actually consider some of the suggestions that they've made. At times are very difficult, and many of them have had to take very difficult decisions in order to stay afloat.